Okay, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to use this ENT calculator. And this ENT calculator is based on the data that we have under the examples of BP, right? So we need these two documents in order for me to show you uh, how we input the data or how we do the data entry, right? So, so you can start to open your calculator here, and actually before we go here, you can see there are many inputs. Oh, sorry, there are many tabs here. First is financial plan, then we have input, project implementation cost, so on and so forth right now. So once you click here to enter the data, they will uh, redirect you to the input or to the second tab. Okay, and then we have the third tab that we call project implementation cost. For your information, we are going to use only these two tabs, which is input and project implementation cost. As for the rest, such as the budget, this one, tables, this one, cash flow, income, this one, balance sheet is this one. They're all blank, right? Because we don't input any data yet, right? And the last one, graph, right? They're all blank, right? uh, we are, we don't touch them. Okay, budget and above to the graph, we don't touch them. We only touch the input and also the project implementation cost. So let's begin with inserting the name of the company. Let's say we do ABC company right here, and then let's go to the our BP examples. Right, so first thing first, I need you to go to the marketing department. Go to the marketing department. Okay. So you go to the marketing department here. Okay. So marketing plan. All right. So I need you to go to the uh, marketing budget. This one. All right. So um, some of data here, for example, salary, EPF, SOXO, they actually were produced in the other tables previously. Okay, for example, for 819 under schedule of remuneration, this actually the numbers that we put under working capital, salary, EPF, SOXO for the monthly expenses for 8199, and the rest actually they are simply appear in our marketing budget. So meaning that we don't have the previous tables. So what do we do here is actually I'm going to show you how to input the data, right? So uh, first thing first, you see under the input tab, we have the marketing expenditure, then we have the what we call the administrative, and then we have operation of expenditure. And then we go, as you go down, you will have sales projection, purchase projection, collection for sales, payment for purchases, fixed assets, increase for working capital, funding stock for raw material, funding stock for finished good, tax rate, business, so on and so forth, right? So what do we do now is actually to fill up the first part here, okay, that we call the marketing expenditure. So that's why we need to go to this one, marketing budget. Okay, what do? You just copy all the information that you have here. For example, let's say under the fixed asset, this is fixed asset, so this one is fixed asset here. All right, so this one is fixed asset. So you write there signboard. Okay, so signboard is a fixed asset. How much is total? 1,500. All right, then we go for the working capital here. This is a working capital, so we go copy working capital here. Okay, and then we insert the data. Okay, under the working capital. So let's say we put here uh, the salary, uh, EPF, and stock so, right? So that values 4819.5, right? And then we have the sales promotion. Let's say you do the sales promotion. If you do, If you don't, then that's okay. You leave it blank. Okay, so that values at 3000. All right, and then we do the next is called website. Okay, which is you set up the website and you pay amount of 500 ringgit. And then you do for the other expenditure, since we don't have pre-operation expenditure in this what we call in this example. If you do, it's okay. You fill up this section. But in our case here, I simply take this 3750 as expenditure that made under other expenditure expenses. So that 3750. So assume that you have deposit, for example, rent or utility under the marketing department only, then you can put the numbers here. Okay, but as for now, we leave it blank. So the total amount that paid by marketing department is 13,570. Right, that's the first thing. Now I want to show you that um, first is this amount that we have here called monthly expenses for 3,500, which equivalent to 8,320. This amount is actually the amount that you have to pay monthly. Okay, so this is monthly expenses. So if this numbers is quite high, meaning that the cost of doing this business is very high. So I always suggest my student to minimize this number, minimize these numbers. The item that you have here, try to minimize it. All right. Similarly to the operation administration here, administration, you will have marketing capital. Similarly to the operation, you will have the operation expenditure under working capital. You always want to minimize it. Why is that? Because if these numbers here under working capital, operation or admin or marketing budget uh, very high, and given that your total sales is very low, okay, then I'm afraid that you don't make profit. So the only way for you to make profit is to make sure that you sales go to the marketing. You go to the marketing, under the marketing you will have the sales. Okay, we go, and then you see here. This is the GPU sales, which is the revenue. If this sales is quite low and the expenditure that you make here is quite high, I'm afraid that you don't make the profit. Okay, so that's why imagine that this 13,000, sorry, this value here, okay, times 12, okay, and then you have the amount that you have under the admin here, and then amount that you have under the working capital. Imagine that that one is close to the total sales for 1 year, then I'm afraid that you don't make the profit. So that's why you want to minimize this one, and also this one, so that at the end, with the larger amount of sales, let's say here about 500,000, we can make some profit. So because in economics, we always say this: try to minimize your costs, especially the monthly expenses. At the same time, try to maximize your revenue, right? So I will stop here. We will continue with the next what we call the videos.